Hello, it's Keith at Travel Club Lounge. I wanted to show you guys how to do an online check-in. It's a very simple process. We're going to go here to carnival.com and we'll start this and show you how to do this. And if you've got any questions, feel free to either call us or give us an email at info@travelclublounge.com and we'll take care of you the best we can. So what we're going to do is show you how to do this online check-in. Show you how you're going to be printing your boarding passes. Of course, like the airlines nowadays, there are no paper tickets. You just have to go in here and manage your cruise and take care of that yourself. And actually, that's probably a lot better than having to wait for somebody to deliver their tickets to you. So what we'll do is we're at carnival.com right here. And what we're going to want to do is go down here to manage my cruise. So we'll go down here. And they suggest that you do this login where you use your email or username and a password and log in there, but I'm going to show you how to do it very quickly because that's just another username and password you're going to have to try and remember. So we'll do it quicker this way by hitting Access My Bookings. And then down here you'll see this login or register again, and you're more than welcome to do that if you want to, but to save a little bit of time, we'll go here to Booking Quick Access. It's a little bit faster. And what they're going to want you to do is input your booking number, which you have on your invoice that you got from Travel Club Lounge. And for this particular, this is a made-up booking, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you how to do this. So their booking number is 51WLM0. Their last name is Cruiser. We have Joe and Jane cruising with us this time around, and the birth date we made up as January 1st, 1980. Nice, easy birthday to remember. And we actually have them sailing on the Carnival Elation. And their sail date we have as February 14th. Nice Valentine's Day cruise for the cruisers. And it is a Western Caribbean out of New Orleans. It's actually a great ship to take. So I'll hit submit. And this will take us to the cruise manager. And that is the correct booking number, as you can see on here, and right date. And Joe and Jane Cruise are here. And so what we're going to do is go to our to-do list, and we're going to go down here to view details and hit online check-in. And that's what we'll start with. And right here you can see that you can either check in for all guests or check yourself in. And if you want to just check yourself in and whoever's traveling with you wants to do the same thing, then they can do that. That's fine, but I'm just going to do it for both Joe and Jane just to get them all knocked out. And on this guest information list, it has a middle name that's optional. The cruise lines don't require the middle name, but you're more than welcome to do so. The date of birth, you can go in here and edit this if you need to, because sometimes on the agent copies there will be some sort of mistake, and if you see any kind of mistake on your booking, please let your travel agent know as soon as possible. But this is correct. You saw us input January 1st, 1980, so we're good. And so we're going to put a permanent address in here, and this is where you'll put your address in. And so for the cruisers, 123 Main Street. Go down here to Charlotte and drop down menu to North Carolina. And we'll say the zip code's 28211. And actually what's going to happen is we're going to get an error saying that they can't validate this address because there is no address like that in Charlotte. But that's okay. So you'll start with your primary phone, 704-555-1212. And you can click here if this is your mobile phone. Like most people, the mobile phone is actually their primary phone. So we'll click there. And if you'd like to subscribe to their mobile travel alert service, you can do so here. And what this does is it gives you alerts in case the boat is going to be delayed or it's not sailing for whatever reason, or if it's early, which is unlikely. But most of the time they're right on time, so you're not going to need this. But you might as well check it just to be sure. The email address, make sure you put a valid email address in there. Having difficult time tonight typing. So travelclublounge@gmail.com. And then what we're going to need is an emergency contact or somebody that's not traveling with you. And actually what we'll do is we'll use Joe Cruiser's dad, Joseph Cruiser. And the relationship for him is he's a parent. We'll put his phone number in, and that's just in case they need to contact him while you're on board. In case of an emergency, hit save and continue. And see, as I said earlier, unable to validate the home address, and we knew that was going to happen, but that's okay. We're going to bypass that and save and continue anyway. And right here, you just need to make sure that you have your citizenship and your country of residency in here. And the United States is correct for the cruisers. They are citizens. Now here, in order to validate it, you're going to have to bring some form of identification to suggest that you're actually from the United States. And as long as you're following these rules that are at travel.state.gov, then everything will be great. Passport's obviously the easiest thing. That's the most recognizable U.S. document. But some people bring their driver's license and birth certificate, and that's fine too. And what we'll do is we'll just say that we're going to use the birth certificate. And please read the things that are necessary for these. You cannot have a hospital birth certificate. It does have to be government issued, and you can get that from your state government very easily. I'd probably do it now and get that out of the way so that in case you don't have it with you. So we're going to be using the birth certificate. We'll save and continue. And would you like to provide us with the travel information? You can or cannot. It's up to you whether you're flying in, driving in. So I'm just going to say yes. The cruisers have no problem letting Carnival know what they're doing. So what we'll do is it says, will you be flying in for your cruise? Since we're planning on driving, then we'll say no and not flying out either. How will you be getting to and from the pier? It'll be a personal vehicle, and hit continue. And then it gives you an alert asking if you'd like to apply the travel information for all guests in the booking. And you can do that if everybody's doing the same thing as you, or other guests, maybe coming in a little bit later, like maybe flying in the day before, or, a little bit later in the day when you get there. So you can press no and you can input their travel plans. But since the cruisers are going to be driving to New Orleans together, we'll say yes. So all this information is correct. If it's not, then you can hit edit right here, and we'll hit continue. So now we've made it to Jane Cruiser. We know that her date of birth is correct. For her, since it's a female, you're not allowed to travel if you're 25 weeks pregnant or more. So fortunately, Jane is finished having kids, so she's going to click no. And for the permanent address, you can select from other guests to populate all these fields. And since she's married to Joe Cruiser, then we'll put all of his stuff in there. It's all the same. And same with the contact information. We can say it's the same as Joe Cruiser. And then that way, everything is the same. And he'll be the one bombarded with texts if need be. Not that they're going to do that. They're definitely not going to do that. But just in case. And the emergency contact can be the same as well, which is the father of Joe C., which is Joseph Cruiser. Hit save and continue. Again, we have the error message, but we are going to override that just to keep going with our example. Also, United States for country of citizenship and residency, so we'll hit continue. Everything's good there. She also will be using her birth certificate just like Joe did. Save and continue. And that looks correct, so we're going to continue. Now that we've put all of the travel information in there, we are here to the onboard expenses setup, which is going to be the system that you'll be charging your expenses on the cruise. And you can either do that by way of cash or you can do it by way of credit or debit card. And this way you are given the charging privileges and you'll just be able to just kind of sign for everything as you're on board. It's actually very convenient. And then you pay at the end of your cruise. So we're going to open a new account. And like I said, you can either use a credit or debit card, and you can go in there and set it up that way. And that's actually the most convenient way, instead of having to take large sums of cash with you. Or you can open the cash account, and that's no problem either. And for the sake of this example, we're going to open with cash just so that you won't see any debit cards here. But if you do it that way and you decide you want to change it when you get on board, then that's fine. When you check in, you can change that option at the desk. So open with cash. And you need to go in here and read all these terms and conditions to make sure that you understand how it works. It's very simple. And then, being Joe Cruiser, we will certify that we have reviewed and understood the terms and conditions. So Joe Cruiser's got the cash account, and then Jane Cruiser, you can include her and allow her to charge on your account, or you can allow her not to charge, or you can do not include in this account and we can set up her own. But since they're married, we're going to allow her to charge on there. And it says, would you like to give charging privileges to guests in another stateroom? And you can do that if you want to, so that if you have a party that's split up into 2 different rooms, say you have the parents in one and kids in another, you can set it up so that the other guests can charge on this account as well. But since it's just 2 of them, then we're going to save and create an account. And as you see, there's Joe Cruiser, and then Jane Cruiser does have the charging privileges on this account. So hit continue. Now we've gotten to the cruise ticket contract. And in this particular example, we won't be able to print our documents just because this one is not paid in full. It's just deposited and booked. So we will not be able to print those documents, but I'm just going to go through this step by step just so that you can kind of see how to do it. And since your cruise is paid in full, then you'll be able to print your cruise tickets and other documentation in order to get ready for your sailing. So you'll see all the terms and conditions, and I would recommend you read through it, but right for the sake of this example, I'm going to be a speed reader, get all the way down here to the bottom. And then as Joe Cruiser, I certify that we enter into this and that you're going to have the power of attorney, essentially, to go ahead and accept the terms and conditions. And you can do that for another stateroom as well. So we'll accept the terms. And here you can see that you can print and save your cruise documents, including your boarding passes, luggage tags, and additional documents. Now remember, you're going to be having to print these up before you leave because they will not be at the pier for you, nor will the travel agency be delivering them to you. So you're going to go in here and print your documents. And as you see, you got the PDF reader, and you can print your luggage tags, your boarding passes, and your general information, which will be your booking summary, your invoice, your purchase services, and your travel notes. You can view the ticket contract. So what we'll do is we'll just print, you can either print your individual boarding passes in the event that there are people that are going to be coming before or after you, or an all-in-one. In this case, we'll do an all-in-one. And then print your general information. We'll hit submit. And as you see, not available at this time because this reservation's not paid in full. So we will try that again later when we've paid in full. But for the time being, just for the example, it would have taken you to this page and you'd be able to print all of this up. So that's that. You've got all the printing taken care of. You can go back here and you can edit online check-in if you feel that you've made a mistake in anything that you might have input. You've got view your cruise documents just like we just saw, and you can also click plan activities, and this will take you to a place where you can go and you can plan all your different excursions, your spa treatments, your ground transportation, gifts and services, and group shore excursions. You can do that all from this page within your login. But keep in mind, if you do sign up for any of these particular activities and excursions, that you will have to input your credit card and you will be charged right away for these particular activities that you'll be planning for your cruise. So you can see all of these based on your itinerary. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and there's your cruise manager again. So again, when you go into carnival.com, you'll see Manage My Cruise, and you'll be able to do all of this from there. Make sure that you take care of all of this probably at least a week before you board. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, or you can email us at info@travelclublounge.com, or you can go here to travelclublounge.com, our website that is being updated regularly. How to reach us, you go to this page. And there's a form that you can fill out. So that's it. That's our online check-in. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.